Our story this morning comes from the book of Luke. It's a story that's often told at this time as we're just beginning the season of Lent. It's the story of Jesus in the wilderness, 40 days, 40 nights, which is the mirror to the season of Lent, the length of the season of Lent. This story happens fairly early on in Jesus' ministry. It really, in Luke, it comes right after the story of Jesus' baptism. So it's not like he's gone far down the road in terms of his ministry. But he goes out into the wilderness, it says, to pray and to fast. He eats nothing. And it says to be tempted by the devil. And the story describes this very direct encounter that Jesus has with the devil, and presumably near the end of his time, because it says he's famished. He's really, really hungry. And you know what that's like when you're really, really hungry. And the devil comes to him and says, "Psst, Jesus, are you hungry? See that stone? Turn it into a loaf of bread. If you're the Son of God, you should be able to do this." And Jesus says, "We don't live by bread alone." And then the devil takes him to a high place where he can see all the kingdoms of the world. And the devil says, "I have all this power. I will give it to you. It's been given to me. I can give it to anyone I want." I don't know how the devil figured out that the devil had that power, but he said, "Just look at all these kingdoms. You could have all the control over all of these places. All you have to do is worship me." And Jesus said, "You know, it's written that you should worship God. You should only serve God." And then, test 3, the devil took Jesus to the pinnacle of the temple. And he said, "Throw yourself down off the pinnacle of the temple. Because it's written, you know, the angels, God will send the angels to take care of you. They will lift you up by their hands that you would not even dash your foot against a stone." And Jesus says, "It's written that you shouldn't put God to the test." And so after those 3 attempts, and what seemed to be a pretty colossal failure on the devil's part, it says the devil went off to wait for an opportune time.